Alright, there. Hello everyone, Souls417 here. I own none of the pictures, just on the thumbnail, and I know I spelled this wrong. The word quirk. Dyslexia kicked in and probably spell check. I don't know. Something that I couldn't change it, I just am using it. But anyways, before we get started, this was somebody left in the comments a suggestion for a quirkless deku what if. And it was that 10 to maybe 5% of the world's population is quirkless. They're being used for terrible things. They're being treated like animals. They don't care if you get kidnapped off the streets or, you've been in an orphanage, you're treated badly. Experimentation on it, inhuman, basically all that. All Might had a quirk in this what if, and he was because he believes all quirkless should be staying where they belong, down, being down and being treated like what they are. He's and all the rest of the first users after All For One's brother passed the quirk on, they said they basically would be the same way. But I'm changing that to where they are not. The first user passed it on to somebody who actually cared about quirkless people, since there was not many people with quirks. And then the second user, same way. Third user did see value in quirkless people, but quirkless was starting to get, being hurt by them or even killed. And then fifth, it just was the same way after that. It didn't go any further. So Nana Shimura, I don't want to make her bad, because I think they did say about how the Nana Shimura would have, abused, like she wouldn't know about her grandson. No, I think it was something like that, or just son would have been even worse for Shigaraki. No, I'm saying is she told her son to never ever do anything bad, even if that person's quirkless. So yeah, but anyways, All For One, Shigaraki, Toga, Davi, all villains who are part of the League of Villains, help out quirkless people. Basically, they try to invent artificial quirks, or basically try to give people quirks so they could defend themselves. If they can't, some quirkless people actually offer to become nomus, but they have their own consciousness, their own free will, but they still listen to orders. They can't speak or anything. They just do what they want. They take orders, don't listen to it, but they still do whatever they want. Deku, in this one, is quirkless, but we're going to when he is 13 years old. Basically, like when he's 13, his intelligence would be higher than Nezu's. 2 days of sleep, 2 days of no sleep, Nezu will be higher, but basically when he gets sleep, Nezu will be Nezu can't even stop him. Deku is inventive. He makes his own gadgets, basically to simulate people with quirks, to make it seem like he has them. Ingo would not abandon him, because that's what people would do if they had no quirks. The parents would drop them off at orphanage and or just abandon them right then and there. They get shipped off somewhere, and the people just ship them off to a place where they'll be put somewhere. And yeah, of course, people are treated very badly. So Deku homeschool, smart. He gets survival instincts. So yeah. Also, this is how he's gonna look after something happens. Also, the reason why I have a batarang there is because they did say he trains just like Batman. Like, he'll be basically the Batman in this, but not really. He's his own version, and he's his own person. He just beats people to near death, just like Batman does. So yeah, basically he has Batman's training. I'm putting it in because I'm gonna have him like he spends a year training with people well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah. So, but I'm making it to also where his gadgets are known. Well, not his gadgets are known, but he is known as the vigilante, and well, he goes after All Might because he basically runs some places that are not very good for quirkless. He does not care about quirkless. He will do anything just to get rid of them, put them in their place. Basically, he'll really kill a quirkless person, and no one will ever care. Society does not care. I'll get into that later. I'll make at 12:14, at 6:14. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, let's go into this. This is what Deku was quirkless, part 1. So yeah. So in the age of quirks, basically, where we are starting, Izuku's 4 years old, and 5 to 10% of the population is quirkless. So Izuku just found out he is quirkless. And Inko, being the loving mother she is, because the doctor just tells her, you should get rid of him. He's useless. She basically slapped the doctor and told him this. Don't ever say that about my son. He may be quirkless, but if you don't remember correctly, there is basically a moment in time in human history when everyone was quirkless. When everyone was, and we always got along. Well, humanity got along just fine, even though there was a bunch of killing and everything of each other. So never say quirkless is useless. I'm not going to get rid of my son. You cannot tell me where to go, drop him off. And I'm not going to have him be human experimented on. Good day, sir. And Inko walks out with Izuku. So, Izuku goes, Mom, are you going to? Inko looks at her, Deku just saying, No, Izuku, I will never get rid of you. You're my son. I love you. I care about you. You're not ever gonna be alone. I'm here. Alright? So, what happens is Inko takes him out of. Well, Bakugo and Deku did meet, but Deku will soon forget about him. Same with Bakugo. But anyways, Inko takes him out of kindergarten or preschool, whatever. She starts to homeschool him, and over the years, Izuku's intelligence have gone up. He has become smarter than what he was in canon, actually. But he has also gained survival instincts. Survival instincts? I cannot say that word right, so I'm sorry about that. You guys want to know what I'm saying. That your body won't let you die, so you just keep on moving no matter what. So, instincts. Yeah, I think that's how you say it, right? Anyways, so, Izuku basically has been homeschooled, which, surprisingly, his intelligence at the age of 13, because we're just doing a big, massive time skip, because that's all he does. He basically studies, schoolwork, invents gadgets. That's all. And his gadgets are basically for him to survive. That's what Inko taught him, to survive. And it is, his survival instinct is maxed. No, it is beyond. It's probably a godlike survival instinct. So, yeah, I'm just trying to find a way to how to say how big it is. Basically, imagine it. He gets into a place that he does not know about. He will be able to find items that would be totally useless to anyone else, use them, and survive with it. That's it. So yeah. So anyways, so yeah. His basically at the age of 13, he's at college. He's beyond college level of intelligence, and yet he's still studying, going back to taking whatever classes like he has not had because he thinks every single year they upgrade the teaching for school, which they have. He has read everything on the college level, everything on the master level. He's passed everything. Saying he's like he has a lights. I mean, not like he has L's intelligence. That's what I'm trying to say is. So yeah. So basically, um, so we're just going right to his 13. So, oh, hold on. What was that sound? All right, it was nothing. Sorry. Um, it was just I heard a sound. It's just how sometimes it happens. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, 13 years old. Izuku's basically in his room, just inventing. Well, we working on an old gadget of his. It's basically a electric. Uh, he's able to shoot electricity out of it. Which Inko walks in and saying, "Izuku, are you done? Like with your gadget?" He goes, "Yeah, Mom, I'm almost done with it. Just need a few more minutes." So he only feels comfortable to be his normal self around Inko. So yeah. Anyways, after few minutes later, he's done with it. He goes, "Now then, let's test out, see how the output of it, how much electricity it can cause now." As basically he hooks up to the machine, starts it up. As when it starts running, it can do over Kaminari's electricity, 1,000 volts. And you would do like 2,000 volts. I think it was 1 million or 2 million. Yeah, 2 million. I think it was 1 million volts electricity. He can do 2 million volts electricity. Enough to probably kill someone, but he can always set the lowest setting, which is only like 400 volts of electricity. So yeah, he was perfect. Now then, time to go eat. So he gets up from his desk, or his working station basically, goes out to the kitchen. Inko basically says that she's gonna have to go out and buy groceries later. She'll be back whenever she can. Just, remember the procedure. Someone knocks on the door. He goes, "Yep, wait for 3 knocks." And simultaneously, it's a knock, pause, knock, pause, knock. If it's not that, if I don't hear that, then don't answer the door, go hide somewhere, or basically hide in the secret room that I made in the wall. Where she goes, "Yep." So, while Zuko's eating, he goes onto his phone. He goes, "Now, let's hack into the security system." So basically, that's what he does. He hacks into Japan's security system, and he just sees what's out there. And there's just not really much in his area. But he does notice that there have been a lot more people disappearing of lately that are quirkless. Quirkless people have dropped down to 5%. It was 10 just a couple of years ago, now it dropped down to 5. And All Might's popularity seemed to rise, he thinks. Deku thinks. He goes, "Wait, is All Might..." No. So, what Izuku does, he starts to cross-reference missing people's reports of quirkless people. And even though they're quirkless, for some reason the cops have not given up on the search. But they have found a few of those people that were, missing, dead. But with only like little evidence of who did it. And every time All Might was always nearby, it looked like someone always caught him in the same area as them, as the bodies were found. He goes, that must be true. It ain't a coincidence that this happened 13 times in a row. How did the cops not notice? All might. The symbol of peace. Could he be the one that made that wait, get remove that quirkless hating law that was there by Nana Shimura? Nah, he couldn't. He says I was his teacher, so. But. Can't think about this now. I need to finish eating this and then I need to go back in my room. So, that's what Deku does. And so. What happens is Deku is on to gone to his computer, basically calibrating some items he has, some gear. One of them is helping to shoot fire out of his hands. Another one's basically to modify his skin to harden in certain areas. He's basically be able to make technology beyond the normal capabilities that David's shield can make, and Melissa's shield. Melissa's shield has an intelligence quirk that rivals Nezu's. But Deku doesn't even have a quirk. And he's surpassed both of them. In which he basically kind of chuckles at this because Melissa's shield invented something what Deku invented when he was only 7 years old. It was basically a support item for a water hero, person that can shoot their water out of their hands. So basically, like Koda's parents, the seahorses, I think, water hose. Yeah, the water hose. Deku invented this to basically be able to shoot high power water out of his fingers. Like it was just and the pressure was. Well, he had so much pressure into it, he was able to hit a car, and the water basically hits a car into the engine, blows up from the inside. Doesn't destroy the car, it just blows up a little on the inside, and that's it. And if you're thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I making Izuku basically this, intelligence this powerful? Because I just can. It's a what if. Also, it kind of showing how this Deku's gonna be. Deku understands the world. Somebody started something many years ago to basically harm quirkless people. And whoever did start, that's Deku's mission. He made a mission to get rid of that person for all the lives of the quirkless people that have died. And so, a couple hours pass. It was 2 when Inko left. Now it's 6. And Deku puts on the news on his computer. And there's a live report of a woman being held by a sludge villain as a hostage. But Deku, seeing the video, he can tell already that Inko's dead. Sludge villain already killed her because he's seen weird movements of a body that should not be able to do. He was like, "Mom? No. Oh." So he starts tearing up. All Might comes in, and he does hit, the sludge villain to get him off of Inko and everything. And when the paramedics arrive, they said she's been dead for hours, which All Might looks down. He asks, did she had a quirk? In which they do have a device that pulls up records now because they're trying to find out who is quirkless, if they're dead or not. Because if they're dead, they're just not going to do nothing about it. They're just going to take their body somewhere and just throw it away without cremate it, nothing. That's what they did, but the government of Japan had made a law saying No one could do that. You had to, cremate the body, scatter their ashes somewhere. That was it. All Might, he does have limits. He does not like to desecrate the dead, even if they are quirkless. So, hey, he says they're dead. I can't. I shouldn't disrespect that. That is that is technically they're dead. So I'll just even. I know I'm mean, nasty, quirkless, but hey, gotta respect. Gotta respect them when they're dead at least. So they took they got like a blood sample of Inko's. They said Inka Midoriya, and she had a quirk, telekinesis, able to move small objects. In which All Might just curses himself for not saving her in time, basically. And while with Izuku, he's crying his eyes out, but then he stops. This is when his mind to survive kicks in. He basically looks at the time because this is all live, so he looks at the time, he said the cops would be here soon. So, Izuku basically with goes into Inko's room because Inko told him a long time ago, saying, if anything happens to me, go into my room and you'll find a bag filled with stuff that you will need to be prepared. Now, follow this map, there's somebody that will help you. Basically, Deku did not know, but Inko had a friend that wasn't was not quirkless. He seemed like he was, but that was the thing. He had a quirk. It was basically to see the future in a few seconds. So, a few minutes basically, actually. So, basically Deku ran to, Inko's room. He goes into her closet and he sees the bag. He opens it up, he sees basically money, books, and papers. Basically, it's a papers where there are places that are abandoned that will not be, deconstructed that Izuku can go to, basically. And so, what happens is, Izuku basically finds the paper where Inko's talking about. Inko met a man called Night Eye when she was, you know, having Izuku as a basically a 2 year old. She said that he basically told me that he wanted me, if anything bad happens, to have my son to come to him. So, come meet him. So basically, that's what Inko's doing. She tells him Night Eye's agency is, how far it is, basically, and he has to be careful. He has to get there quick. Make sure to have anything you on to simulate you have a quirk. So Izuku listens to a letter of his mom, finds the location Night Eye's agency real quick on his phone, gets the bag. It has like, how can I say this? He has like he has a little bit of cash on him. He has books that has weapons in it. Inko has taught him how to use weapons, knives mostly. And so Izuku gets any clothing he has. He had and a black hoodie. He's just wearing black pants, black sneakers. Basically, he's just gonna stay to the shadows. But yeah. So Izuku takes out. It's only like 3 books. They're small. He takes out the one book, and it does have a knife that pocket knife that he takes out and puts in his pocket. He grabs his cell phone charger, puts it in the bag, laptop, other other gadgets he's made, and let's just say for the sake of it, a sonic blade. But it's not like, how can you say this? It's not a katana, but it's smaller than a katana that he can hide. It's not a knife. So it's a sonic blade basically. And Izuku puts it in the in his jacket. This is the jacket he uses to carry this. So yeah. So after getting everything done, Izuku starts to erase any traces he was there. Basically, he gets rid of all traces he was there. Um, Multiple things are gonna be like the room's gonna be emptied, and the secret passage. I mean, the secret hiding spot he had that was in the wall does have like a permanent lock. So he lost that permanently, and only he can ever access this. So Izuku leaves the house. He's going down the stairs, and this is when Izuku, like the landlord knew about Izuku. Everyone in this building loved Izuku, even if he was quirkless. They always loved to have him. So the landlord finally saw the news. He heard what happened to Inko. He came out and he saw him. He goes, Izuku, I heard about your mom. Are you? Izuku nods. He goes, I gotta leave. Where are you gonna go? He was like, my mom knows a guy named Night Eye. I don't know his real name, but I go into his agency. They're not open. He goes, I know, but it's the only I'm not gonna stay because the cops are gonna come. They found out I'm quirkless. I'm goner. I gotta go. Here's the key. Just be careful, with everything there. Most of my stuff I had very little, so if you find anything in my room that's useful, most of my gadgets are basically in my hiding spot, so they're in a wall that no one can get into because I invented the lock. As he goes, yeah. So we got, he goes, the hardening, my water, like quirk that takes the atmosphere, the water in the atmosphere and uses it to make the high powered blast, and my electric gloves, basically. He goes, if you, I won't sell the ending that I will not have that, apartment, the, that the apartment building to be, taken from anyone. If you need a place to stay, that's yours. So I'll keep the key ready for you. All right. He goes, thank you. Good day, sir. As Izuku bows to him and just runs off. So while he's running, he bumps into Mitsuki. Well, no, he doesn't bump into her. He runs past her as she just sees green hair and green eyes, in which she did stop in her place, but she was crying, and that's all she could see. She was, huh? Who was that? I need to go and tell the landlord, talk to him. Basically, so that's what they do. Like, that's what she does. Bakugo heard about, meet like Inko dying. Inko and Mitsuki did talk. Mitsuki was one of these people who said a child's a child even if they're quirkless. But Bakugo despised quirkless people. He would say, I'll kill someone who's quirkless right on the spot if I ever met them. So, yeah, I mean, that's Bakugo for you. Anyways, so Izuku takes 2 hours to get to Night Eye's agency, and, well, this is when Night Eye is basically coming out of the building. As he sees this boy in black hood, black jacket and a black hood on him, just walking slowly but with his head down. Basically, like, he's cautious about everything when he's out. He's not showing his fear or worry because Inko taught him how to hold that in. He's just thinking like multiple ways on escape routes and how to like take down somebody very quickly with the knife he has and the slack blade, basically. So Nade goes up to him and goes like, "Excuse me, boy, why are you out so late? It's basically 9:30. Shouldn't you be at home?" He goes, "Are you Nade?" And when he goes, "Yes, why? Do you remember a woman named Inko Midoriya?" And Night eyes widen. He goes, come in. As they go back into his building. They go all the way into his office. And Izuku notices posters of All Might. He goes, He's thinking maybe this was a bad idea, but I'm not getting a bad vibe from him, so maybe I'm safe. He goes, how do you know Inka Midoriya? He says, I'm Zuka Midoriya. As basically he says, wait, I haven't seen you in so long. When I met you, you were just 2 years old. Look at you now. I should remembered you from your green hair. Well, it got basically longer. Azuka nods and chuckles a bit. He goes, yeah. Did you hear about what happened to my mom? He goes, yes. Uh, you have any questions though, real quick? Deku looks around the room and was like, All Might stuff? I mean, I'm a big fan, but technically right now I'm not, because I may have suspicions that All Might, as a night I finish a sentence and says, have a recent, well, maybe the one with the whole entire quirkless people disappearing and dying randomly in random areas. As Izuku nods, he goes, yeah, I know. I gave up on, well, All Might years ago. The only reason why I still have this because he comes visit me every 2 years. If you're wondering if All Might still has that injury, yes, but it's not that big, so he has a couple more years of being around as All Might. So yeah. So, Izuku just says, so you hate him? As Night Eye narrows his eyes and just says, I despise him. Basically. Nezu also despise him. We're trying to get him to be gone from #1 hero spot. But we need someone's help. Nezu has an idea, but I do not like it. But he and his group does not like Hero Society that much. He goes, wait, villains? Are you sure about that? What if they... Kid, they're trying to save quirkless people. They basically made an area of society that is secret to everyone that is quirkless. All for One and Nana Shimura, the #1 hero before All Might, made it. Basically. And he's been protecting it ever since. Nana Shimura feared this from All Might. That he would try to kill all quirkless people. He's almost deceived because it's only like 5%. And this is like in Japan, quirkless people 5%. All around the world, 10%. So because of All Might taking away 5% in Japan, it's 9%. So yeah. So Zuko basically can tell he's not lying, so he nods, like, alright. So, what's your plan for me? As Night Eye says, well, I saw your future, and well, you'd turn out to be quite a handful for society. I didn't see all of your future when you were younger. You did touch my hand, and I accidentally used my quirk on you, and I saw your life. At the age of 14, you become known as a symbol. Symbol to all, villains and heroes alike, as a punisher for those who have harmed others. And, well, you don't need a quirk to cause problems if you have guns, right? As Deku nods, yeah, you're right. So, he goes, I'm booking a flight. He goes, wait, what? Where are we going? He goes, easy. We are going to the area you are supposed to be trained. First, I want to double check your future. Since it has been so long. As Isa asks for Izuku's hand, he touches Izuku's hand, and he sees where they have to go next, so that's where he, books the flight to. And so, Night Eye says, though, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, like around 1 here, so we're going to have to leave at 12. So you're going to come with me home. Alright, kid? As Izuku nods, and well, he goes over to Night Eye's house. He sleeps in the guest room. Night Eye basically just writing down notes on how to proceed with this, so that way All Might does not know. So he basically notifies Nezu, saying he's gonna be gone for a month on a trip to America. Now, because Nezu asks why, he just says their anti-hatred of quirkless people there is a pretty good spot to be in right now, he thinks, and it'd be nice to visit. And I always wanted to see America, he says. And so Nezu says, just ask, so, you found a quirkless boy and you're trying to help him. Is it the one that you said years ago you saw a bright future that was quirkless? As he leaves no answer, says, goodbye, Nezu. Night. And, he hangs up. Nezu just chuckles and goes, so the world will change soon. A year from now. I must prepare for the fall of All Might. And so, the whole entire My Hero thing will happen, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen like the League of Villains attack on like the whole. I gotta say this right. The League of Villains attack with like Coda and the Forest Train arc will not happen. It'll be mostly the. It'll just be mostly this, like, you basically, they're heroes versus villains, plus, no, it's the ball throw, and then heroes versus villains. That is it. Ooh, sorry. But anyway, so, after that, we're going to the next day where Izuku wakes up. Night Eye basically making breakfast. All Might was basically All Might is always notified about Night Eye because he knows Night Eye does not like him, and he knows he's planning something. So when he heard he'd taken off, he does go to Night Eye's house. So when he hears a knock on the door, he basically had a camera wall to see who's there. That is All Might. Night Eye didn't already knew this was gonna happen. He basically said Zuko says, go into go basically back in your room real quick and hide. Hide the bag. And, Azuka nods. So what he does is he goes back into the room. He hides his bag in not a closet, but how can I say it? It's weird. The room basically is very big. So there's like not a chandelier, but there's basically a area on a light system. Basically, it's like where a chandelier would be, but with no crystals or anything. It's just like a shade. Izuku puts that on top of the shade. It holds, and then Izuku basically hides hides somewhere that would never one ever notice. So when Night Eye answers the door, he goes, Night Eye, I wanted to ask you a question. And he goes, why am I going to America for a whole entire month? He was, yes. He was, actually, it's a whole entire year, All Might. I'm traveling around because I'm tired of, running my own company. I already notified them and left someone in charge. So, do you really need to know why of everything I do? As All Might goes, you're my friend, that is why. But All Might really thinks it's because, something's off with me. I'm trying to keep you in line, basically, he's thinking. And Nina just says, I just want to take a vacation, a year's worth. I've been doing and running the hero agency for so long, which All Might goes, that is true. So, he just asked why all of a sudden he was like, what are my bucket lists I made to go visit different places around the world? He goes, yes. He goes, that's why I'm going. I'm finally fulfilling it. In which All Might goes like, my apologies then. Because he believes him now, so he says, I'll be going then. So yeah, so All Might leaves. Deku, sorry, but Deku hears the door close. He waits till for Night Eye to come in. Night Eye says, alright, he's going. So Deku gets out where he's hiding. He gets a chair. He basically, gets to the lamp, the ceiling lamp, gets his bag off of it, and then, puts the chair back. So, what happens next is this. He eats breakfast with Night Eye. Night Eye says, alright, we're going to be going to America. We're going to be staying there for a month. And then we're going to be traveling around the world, training you up. Alright? As he nods. So, yeah, after eating, they just go. And for a year passed, Deku's intelligence has gone up even more. No, I'm just kidding. Deku's physical ability is on the level of Batman. And when a year passed, Izuku came back. Night Eye tells him, you're allowed to stay with me, or you're allowed to do whatever you want. Izuku basically leaves Night Eye. He tells him where he's. He said he's gonna tell him though he's gonna find a place. He'll let him know. So, throughout this time of looking, there has been rumors of a vigilante have been going around. One that is basically beaten villains and heroes down to near death, broken bones, near death with some. Heroes have been getting arrested. Places have been busted for inhuman experiments on quirkless people. The media has been like backlashing on Hero Society now because of these people and how they don't protect the quirkless. It's even documented on how bad it is. So basically, quirkless people are seeming to getting the recognition that they deserve, and somewhat just not treated as badly because this is what quirkless people have to go through all the time. People are seeing, heck, and the people that have been being saved were 13, 15, 17, and at least 9-year-olds, which, a lot of people did not like that. Even they are quirkless and they're just kids. They don't deserve this. So yeah, so that happened in 3 months. Izuku has found a place, and this is just a house, not a house. It's like a mansion that has basically a secret. No, that's basically broken, and there's like a little cave area there. As then Izuku found the cave, which he's surprised that there's even is one. So he goes down into the cave basically, and what he finds is somewhat of a little base. Doesn't have no bats. It's just a cave with a computer there, and like a desk with for gadgets and everything to be built. Hasn't been touched in years. So Izuku accessed the computer, as it does read. I mean, he basically does get into it because he hacked into it, basically, and there is information on there. He goes, "Huh, what's this?" As he basically accessed a file. It says, "Hello there, whoever you are. I am I'm a quirkless vigilante. You see, I've been trying to stop All Might. For him finding quirkless people, having them being taken away in the middle of the night, being experimented on, beating them down, teaching them that they are nothing and that they should be begging for their lives in his presence. Basically, oh my, the symbol of peace. How you're probably wondering how is this even possible? I knew All Might for all my life. He always looked down on me. I was basically his punching bag. His quirk was basically giving him a stronger, like, you know how when he inflates, like, how All Might says how he basically makes his, like, inflates his body with his quirk, get bigger and taller and all that when while he's in his skeleton form. Yeah, that's his quirk. He doesn't have a skeleton form. It's just like he can blow his body, and then this makes his muscles big and strong, basically. And that's how he can use one for all that way. But anyways, so he tells the story a little bit about himself, how he was, and that he doesn't have much time. He met a man called All for One years ago, 2 years back, and he never ever worked with him because he thought, hey, he's a villain. It turns out he'd been helping out quirkless people for years. His brother was quirkless. He cares about quirkless people. And All Might's is the enemy. If I was working with him, I would have had a chance. So if you are, if you're a vigilante, a civilian, you know this information. If All Might finds you, and you know about what he done, everything he has done, he won't hesitate to erase you from everything. I pray for your safety. I'm not so lucky. He found out where I am, and he's coming for me. Good luck to you. As the message ends. And so, Deku accessed the files on what this person did. Basically, this person has invented grappling hooks, and, well, we're going to be doing Attack on Titan here now, making a reference to it. He has basically made that, what humanity uses to kill Titans. Oh my god. The gear that the movement gear. Hold on. As basically, Deku sees this and he goes, omnidirection mobility gear? Huh. Pretty cool. This allows me to move through the building tops with ease. It makes me move really fast too. It uses a component of gas that's basically it's not used no more. Can't find nowhere else, but maybe I can use it to where the gear actually uses steam instead of a gas substance that will repel me that way. This would be kind of fun. As in, basically, he's just going through the person's files. As then, those gloves that have claws through them, stun grenades, blow darts, assassination tools, swords. Wow, this guy has it all. But everything else was incomplete. As you know, he basically goes, wait, this place has a power system? Alright, so, he activates the power because it says activate power of the cave of base. Basically, boom. When he puts in the power, I mean, if you're wondering, hey, well, would the light show in the cave, shine brightly out where someone can see it? No. It's very far down. Basically, as Izuku, and this is near the edge of the city, so don't worry, guys. So yeah, and by the way, this is what Izuku. I forgot to mention. This is what Izuku has as his hair now, and if you want, I know this is Watchdog Wrench, picture, because this is how Izuku's gonna look like. This is Izuku's way, but also to say he knows how to do hacking. His intelligence is very high. He has Batman training. He's basically not a one-man army, but a really dangerous person to ever have an enemy with. And Zuko's not afraid to kill if it's necessary. And All Might, that's his number one target of all time to kill. So what happens is though, um, let's go back to what I was saying. So Deku basically sees the face as there is a whole bunch of equipment that's basically there that has not been touched. As he goes, "Oh yeah, we're definitely freaking building stuff here." And so Izuku for 2 days straight has not slept. He built. He has made the glove claws, the omnidirection mobility gear. He is even able to improve on it to where basically the gear does not work with the gas with basically just gas propelling it. It basically uses the air and from around it to basically propel itself. So he invented it to be that way. It still uses the cables to stick in the building and such, but it doesn't just use gas to propel itself. He has katanas basically to be on the same level as his high frequency blade. Um, what else? What else? Oh yeah, he has invented the mask to basically to auto change his voice and to be able to allow him to see everything very slow mo and even have a warning system for bullets, missiles, whatever comes out his way, and detect someone when they're lying and such. Even have detective mode. Basically, he designed to be this way. The jacket and the hood and such, he does have too, but it basically would carry some throwing knives, um, a shuriken too, some wire. You never know when you're gonna need it to. You know. Izuku has been trained by assassins, so yeah. And heck, the place even has guns too, so Izuku modified some guns to basically be non-lethal, some to be lethal, some only to be able to shoot knockout bullets. Um, he does have a hidden blade. He does keep some weapons on him. Also, the jacket has not everything like you see in the picture, but basically though, the jacket basically is bulletproof. Same thing with the mask. It does have he does have though a armor too, but the jacket goes over it with the hood. It's basically to, like I say this right. Imagine the Predator suit from Prototype, but then down to be small, to basically be small. I mean, like condensed down into being a Batman suit, along with being like a pilot from from not from Titanfall. Mix those all together, just have that suit. It does have cloaking system. It does basically have a where he can auto clone himself. Like what I mean by that is he makes illusions of himself where they go in different directions. And yeah, basically he did this for 2 days straight with no sleep. So he basically tells Night Eyes saying, "Hey, I'm at this location. I'm found a place, you know. So, and I'm tired. I've been working 2 days straight with no sleep. I'm taking a nap." So yeah, so that's what he does. And Night Eye got that text message. He drives all the way over to the location. It is on the edge of the city, so it's like far from where he is. But he's like, when he gets there, he is surprised to see the place. Izuku did say, go into the house, close the door, walk 10 paces forward, make a right turn, walk 12 paces forward, make a left, and then you'll see a hole. So that's what Night Eye does. He goes down there into the cave, all the way down. He sees where it is, and he knows this place. He knows like if Izuku comes here, he's gonna be captured by All Might. They see Izuku sleeping. Night Eye did bring him something to eat and such, so he waits till Izuku wakes up. And after not 13, but after 5 hours, not 5 hours, after 3 hours of sleep, he wakes up. It's that was a good nap. So he sees Night Eye with him just taking a nap of his own. He does go over, he starts eating, and so when Night Eye wakes up, he goes, "Huh, Zuko, uh, how was your nap?" He goes, "Good. You?" I just fell asleep an hour ago. Oh, sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. So, quick question. What do you think of this place? It was good enough to live in? I know, as a base to come here just to work. I mean, we had to find a different place because, one, this was already rated by All Might. So, when he figured out I'll be here if I keep coming here, which Naya agrees. But, for now at least, it's a good place to hide. So, you know. He does ask, though, how's the news of me for the past 3 months? Well, Nana tells him here society has been questioned by the public, including the government. Basically, people who are quirkless, well, not quirkless people in the government, but people who, well, how can I say this right? The government has a quirkless son. The one who runs Japan, his son is quirkless. And the law, even the doctor said to get rid of his son, in which he was furious. So, as soon as he found out that all these quirkless people have been treated like this, he basically declared a law like right away. No one could have stopped him. They saw the look in his eyes. He basically made a law saying anyone who harms a quirkless person of murder in the streets that have been happening all these years just haven't happened and no one cares about it. If you kill a quirkless person, you automatically get arrested. Doesn't matter no more. We're not treating our people like crap, he says. So, anti-quirk laws are being made even more now strict. All Might blowing a gasket. It's all because of you now, too. He wants to find out who you are, take you down, basically make an example out of you. A hero saying it like that. Not even, right? He goes, yeah, not even a true hero. So, come over see what I made. Zuko's still eating the food. He shows him the omnidirection gear. He shows the claws, which, well, how can I say this? The claws that are made are meant to retract in any type of glove. Basically, the glove itself that it has in it. Well, I mean, the claws itself, when it's on a glove, it seeps into the glove itself. Well, that's what Zuko modified it to be. It will seep into the glove, be a part of it, and then he'll basically just gonna bring it out. Zuko's sonic blades are basically now able to cut from anything, anyways. But they're way more denser, stronger, so that way they can not break that easily. He does tell them about how the omnidirection mobility gear was basically had like a gas base, but he made it to where it's wind based now. It will absorb wind all around it and keep propelling itself that way, while I am controlling it with the directional, like with the two, well, not gear, like the two basically controllers on where I need to go. In which I could not change anything else but substituting the gas for air, basically. And so he does tell him about the armor that he improved on. He just got done with it. even making the masks too, and that the computer. I mean, basically, this is hooked up to the computer here. The mask is, as in it. He also has a keyboard to hack into a computer just to hack into any place that he needs to. That is automatically always with him. This suit's waterproof, fireproof, denser than what All Might can ever punch. It's dirt proof, mud proof. It's everything proof. He made it. So yeah, he says that. There's also the fact that Izuku basically also, let's just say this. He basically shows a bullet that he made that's supposed to be able to move faster than the eye can see and All Might's eye. Basically, though, the sniper rifle can shoot up to about, let's say this, if Izuku was on the top of the tallest building in Japan, he can see everywhere. He can probably shoot up to 3,763 miles from it. But with it going down, but basically how the bullets lose momentum, it goes down. It can be twice as that. So yeah. In which I'm not very good. I just said some random number that came to my head that I think I got. If that's the right how to say it, but yeah. So he goes, "How do you think you're gonna kill All Might?" He goes, "I don't know, but hey, I gotta do it. I gotta do. First, I need to get some information on him, get some dirt, basically. That's gonna take a while. Also, I need to find All for One. Go talk to Nezu too beforehand. Man, hearing about All for One from criminals, before saying how he's the number one villain, he could take someone's quirk. They said if he found my quirk, he'll take it. These villains are losers. As one night I laughs at him. He basically says, "Yeah, I know. They think he's trying to kill All Might, because of what he did to him. No, he's trying to kill All Might because of what he's done to all quirkless people, and also to Shigaraki Tomura." But anyways, enough about that. You need to basically get some more sleep, as Deku does. Yawn. He goes, "Yeah, I know. I need some more sleep, so I'll see you when I see you, alright?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll know my way out. Also, do you want, are you gonna, make a bike? Because there is, a little area for you to go, looks like. As, Zuko looks, I think he does see there should be a car where it is, but there's not. He goes, yeah, let me get a motorcycle and build it. I do got my license because of the black market guy in America that gave me a worldwide one that always changes when I'm always in any state. In which Nana says, "Yeah, I know. Well, anyways, Suzuku, see you around. Have a nice sleep." Yeah, I'll see you. So, alright everyone, I do hope you enjoyed this first part. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna be going to bed because I'm physically tired too. So yeah. Anyways, bye everyone.